First exercise is going to be deadlifts. I'm doing these ones with a relatively lighter weight so that I'm not exerting all my effort on the deadlifts, because I have a power stuff to do later on and I just don't want to be burnt out before I even get to the power portion of it. Here I'm just making sure that my body is even as I'm going up and down. I tend to shift over to my right side, and so before I do my deadlifts, I'm making sure that I can move up and down evenly on both sides. So that's what I was doing right there. When deadlifting, the key thing to remember is to keep your core braced the whole time. And then you want the bar to track as close to your shins as possible on the way up and the way down. And another thing that is super important is making it a one motion. So instead of shooting your hips up in the air and then lifting with your back, you go down and you lift up, and it's one motion. It's not two parts, and that's going to save your back a lot of pain. So for this exercise, I did 3 sets of 15 reps. This is my first time watching these videos back, and I didn't realize that my head was basically cut off the entire time. But these are plate snatches with a knee drive, and these you want to do powerfully. And this set I did a lighter weight, and then I increased to a 35-pound weight on the next 2 sets. On this one I did 3 sets, 16 reps each, so 8 per side on each leg. You want to keep your core braced throughout this entire movement to protect your back, and you want a powerful exhale as you come up. This is an asymmetrical jump squat, so one foot is going to be elevated higher than the foot that's on the ground, and this is really going to put emphasis on that the leg that's elevated is going to have a little more work that it's doing. And for this one I did 10 reps one way, and then I turn around and I do 10 reps the other way. I did 2 sets, so it goes 10-10 and then 10-10. So total there are 40 jumping squats. And then we have the pull-off press. I do 12 reps either side, 3 sets. Normally I do this with 15 pounds, but I switched and did 20 pounds this time. It makes such a huge difference. 5 pounds seems so small, but when you're doing these pull-off presses, those 5 pounds makes a huge difference, and you have to fight that resistance so hard to not let your body rotate to the side that the weight is trying to pull you on. Now I'm doing goblet squats with a hill elevation with my feet as close together as possible so I can really hit my quads on the tops and the sides versus my adductors, which when you're doing a squat with a wider stance, it's going to hit more. Your adductors are just going to be more involved than if you're doing a really close stance like this. And I'm really wanting to target the other portion of my quad. So here, close stance goblet squat. Your core is going to be challenged extra when you're doing a goblet squat, so definitely make sure you brace your core so you can protect your spine. For this one, I did 4 sets of 15 reps. And lastly, I did 3 sets of 30-second high knees. And this one, you want to make sure you're not shrugging your traps up towards your ears. Try to keep your upper body as relaxed as possible, and everything's just powering through those legs. I'll tell you what, I am so sore in my calves today from doing these ones. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and have a great workout.